Okay, so some final tips for the exam, which is on Tuesday. So here we go. I'm going to go through all three sections. Section A, number 1, answer the question on the paper, not the question that you want it to be. 2, structure your arguments around the themes that connect to the topic. Number 3, include the analysis throughout your essays by talking about the how, the structural elements, the language features, how the author creates meanings. Number 4, make sure you include the views, values, and concerns of the author as well, and how they're conveying them in your linking sentences throughout your essay and also in your conclusion. Choose 2 examples per paragraph and talk about them well. Use the what, how, why approach. What is that? What are they saying? How are they saying it? And why are they saying it? Resolve the topic in your conclusion rather than summarizing all your points. Spell the author's name correctly. Also spell the characters' names correctly. Acknowledge the title of the text by underlining it. And do not use first-person perspective by saying, I agree, I will be talking about. That's a big no. Now for section B, the news section, everyone's a bit concerned. So here are my tips. Number 1, make sure you make connections to the title throughout your response, but not just within the title. Make meaningful connections. Number 2, choose a stimulus or 2 or all 3 if you wish, and unpack the meaning of these ideas in a really meaningful way throughout your whole piece, not just in places that are obvious and don't really connect thoughtfully. Be implicit but also explicit. Ensure that you make connections to your framework as well, whether that be country, play, personal journeys, or protests. Make sure that idea is clear in your piece too. Provide specific examples by connecting to that framework as well. Avoid being too vague or too general. Remember that your purpose needs to be clear, express, reflect, argue, or explain, or a hybrid. It's okay. Remember to have an authentic voice. Don't pretend to be someone and not sound like them, because that doesn't work. Don't memorize your piece, and engage fully with the title and the stimulus. And this ensures that it's not an AI generated piece, that it is a Year 12 student generated piece. And make sure you use paragraphs. For some reason you don't do that, and write in the correct form. Now section C, read the background information. The most important part of that section is the background information. This helps you understand that it's been specifically put together for this purpose. Okay, so there will be a specific audience. There will also be a clear purpose, and usually this is in the background information. Also, who the author is and what is their vested interest in this, okay, in writing this piece. What are they going to get out of it? There has to be some sort of purpose there. Don't include the images or persuasive techniques, in your introduction. Save these for the analysis. They add no value to your intro, so don't put them in there. Discuss the image where it complements what is said in the actual piece itself within the arguments, and explain how it complements it. Don't analyze your images separately. Break up the arguments, opening, body, closing. This shows that there is a development, you've recognized this, and you've shown how it's done throughout the piece itself. Remember to use the what, how, why approach when saying the language that's been used, why it's been used, and how it's been used. Don't just list persuasive techniques and define them. Make sure you are very specific, and that goes for the audience as well. Consider who your stakeholders are. You don't need to write a conclusion. The conclusion is analyzing the closing. And finally, some overall tips. There's no point writing countless essays now. That's a complete waste of your time. You're better off spent revising what you've already written. Go over your feedback that you've received. Write plans for the text response. Consider best ways to approach the prompts that are given, not the prompts that you want them to be. Consider plans for your creating text as well. Best way to approach the stimulus and the title. Read, practice section C material and annotate that. So read it within the 15 minutes and then annotate quickly and don't write any practices. Just do a quick annotation. Go to bed at a normal time. Okay, get about 8 hours sleep. Make sure you're looking after your body. Your body needs you during that 3-hour exam, and you need your body, so make sure that you are looking after yourself in that way. Write in blue or black pen only. Do not write in red pen or any fancy colors. Do not write in pencil or an eraser pen, because your work gets scanned. Okay, so you've got to make sure that you write in blue or black pen only. Shade in the correct question of the stimulus that you're answering as well, and the prompt that you're answering for section A. Bring and use a dictionary. The most important thing, do not forget your dictionary. Have a couple of spare pens just in case you run out of ink. Happens all the time. Remember to give yourself a little bit of break during the exam as well. A few seconds to do some stretches with your hands. 3 hours is long and tedious. Get to the exam on time. That's an obvious, I think. Eat a nutritious breakfast beforehand. You can't eat and have snacks during the exam. It's not how it works. Once the exam is over, don't discuss it with everybody. Just make sure that you've done your best. Nothing in terms of what you've written can be changed at this stage, but also it's English. Interpretation means a lot, and every answer and every way that everyone's written their essays is going to be different. No one has a clear response for everything. And finally, thank your English teachers. They've worked so hard for you this year. Make sure you recognize their efforts. Just a little bit of a thank you in an email goes a really long way. Good luck. You'll do great. Do your best, and know that you should be proud of what is your best. Keep it zesty. Ronnie signing off for the year.